Hey you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block, and I'm here with another weekly video and tip on creating an indoor space that truly supports your health and your wellness. And that is what we were focusing on big time today, because we're talking about exercise equipment that is going to be lower toxin and how it can really affect your body, because while we're exercising, we actually can increase our exposure to toxins due to a variety of reasons, which I'm covering today in our video. So let's get started, and at the end, I'm going to share with you my top picks for Healthy House approved exercise equipment that is either toxin free or very low toxin. So ever since I was little, being active was a really important part of my life, and it really still is. And while organic workout gear or workout equipment for the home really didn't exist when I was growing up, my understanding of healthy exercise didn't exist either. I started out wanting to work my body as hard as I could, kind of no pain, no gain. But over time, as I've aged, I've learned that exercise is so much more than just how it helps your physical body. And I focused more on how my body can really benefit from increasing my muscle and flexibility more than punishing my body. No more of that. No, I'm just in awe of how it can change and transform now that I'm older. And as I've had these realizations about how exercise can really benefit my whole being, I've also started to consider that while my body is detoxing from sweat, I should probably be surrounding it with low toxin and non-toxic workout equipment at home. So I am no gym rat. I just walk down my stairs at 5:30 a.m. every weekday to sweat while the rest of my family sleeps. In the summers, I love to get outside at first light and run freely to clear my head. But having a space at home actually means that I can control the products and materials that I am bringing in. So let's talk about that today. So one of the most natural ways the body detoxifies is by sweating out toxins. Now, not all toxins are able to be released through sweat, but there are some very important ones. Some people will do this through exercise. Some people do it through saunas. Some do a little bit of both, but either way, it's a very effective and a very safe means of detoxification in the body. So while your body is getting rid of a variety of toxins, the big ones being heavy metals and bisphenols, it would make sense that we would also want our space to be as toxin-free as possible. So while you are working out, you're most likely breathing more deeply, which means your exposure to toxins and to chemicals can be increased during that time. You're also likely to be putting out a lot of moisture when you exercise. This can increase the relative humidity in your space, especially if you're exercising in a room with a closed door. So this is going to increase the rate at which VOCs in the room will off-gas. And then finally, you're likely pretty warm while you're exercising and working out, which means any toxin on your body through clothing or something you're laying on, or a toxin in the flooring or the room around you, will be off-gassing at a higher rate due to the increased temperature that you are producing. So all of these increase the rate at which we are exposed to toxins in our space, which is something that makes me realize we need to pay attention to the materials we are surrounding ourselves when we're exercising, as well as our clothing. So let's take a look at the type of toxins we are going to find in most workout equipment that you're going to buy. So flooring and floor pads are often made from a foam that contains ethylene vinyl acetate, also known as EVA. This type of material off-gasses a chemical byproduct called formaldehyde, and the European Union has actually flagged this as a substance of high concern. It has also been linked to reproductive harm. So be cautious of flooring or pads that are made from recycled products, as these can contain even more potential harmful chemicals such as phthalates and VOCs. Yoga mats are notorious for containing PVC and phthalates alike. We know that these toxins contribute to the disruption of the endocrine system, and we also know that they are a huge source of body burden. PVC toxins have been labeled as a forever chemical recently, and this means that they are sticking around in really big ways, not only inside our body, but in our environment as well. And what this is causing is multiple exposures to the toxin. So even if a yoga mat is labeled as, again, recycled materials or rubber, it can actually still contain numerous toxins that are mixed in. Foam rollers are often made of conventional foams that contain petrochemicals because they are made from petroleum products. So many foam rollers also contain various plasticizers that would be made up of polyvinyl chloride toxins and phthalates. Both of these toxins are harmful to the natural production of hormones in our body, and they contribute to a number of negative health issues, such as an increased risk for developmental delays, increased risk of developing asthma and allergies, as well as reproductive harm. So weights, dumbbells, kettlebells, they all have an outer layer that is often wrapped in a type of plastic that contains PVC toxins. This type of plastic also contains phthalates, which are hormone disrupting toxins, and the trickle-down effect from this disruption of normal hormone production includes reduced fertility, developmental disorders, and an increased risk of some cancers. They've also recently discovered that phthalates are a new concern to brain development. And then finally, exercise balls or stability balls are often made with PVC toxins, phthalates, bisphenols, and more plasticizers in order to get that soft and pliable material needed to create the exercise or stability ball. Now, there is a new type of material made of thermoplastic rubber. It's called TPR. There isn't a lot of research that has been done on this material right now, and so we're unsure if it truly is safe for the body. So another thing we want to take special care of is our activewear. If there is nothing else that you can change at home, make it a goal to get some toxin-free, organic workout clothing. Recently, a national news story made headlines showing that a variety of toxins have been found in exercise clothing. Triclosan is in antimicrobial clothing that has been linked to liver disease. PFAS have been linked to birth defects, cancer, low vaccine effectiveness, and more. PFCs in water-repellent clothing have been shown to cause low birth rates and cancer. And then finally, bisphenols have been shown to disrupt hormone production. So you know that I'm always going to give you a best, least toxic option, but I'm also going to give you an option that is better than at least conventional clothing that contains the toxins in large amounts. So the better option for clothing would be finding activewear that is mostly cotton without synthetic materials in it. So other natural materials you could look for besides cotton would be bamboo, hemp, linen, or even wool. The next best option would be to find a material that carries the Oeko-Tex Standard 100 certification. You could find these at stores like Target or on Amazon, but the best option is to find a GOTS certified organic product. The GOTS certification requires that the organic fibers don't contain any sort of pesticides or other toxins or toxin residue. So my favorite brand that I'm linking in the blog this week is Packed Apparel. They have a lot of really great options. So as always, I'm going to tell you that the habits we have in our homes make a huge impact, as well as the products that we bring in. So exercising at home is no different, and there are some really easy ways you can reduce toxins while you're doing it. First, sweat outside, if at all possible, outdoors. I get it. I live in Minnesota. That is not always an option. In the winter months here, when it's frigidly cold and dark until almost 8 a.m., I really can only work out indoors. But as soon as it gets nice out, I decide to go outside and get fresh air for my exercise. And that keeps my indoor humidity levels low. So the next best thing would be opening a window while you're inside. This can help not only give you fresh air while you're exercising at home, but it can also help reduce the temperature indoors as well as reduce the humidity levels indoors. So if you can also leave the door open while you're exercising, you're going to ensure that the room you're working out in won't get too hot and won't get too humid. These are both contributors to a high production of VOCs in your home, and by reducing these two things, you can keep your space pretty healthy. When you're exercising, you're breathing deeply and taking in more air from your space right into your lungs. So by using an air purifier, you will keep as many toxins out of your air as possible, meaning you're breathing in the most high quality air you can during exercise. And then finally, wipe down those surfaces. Bacteria can grow on home exercise equipment after they've been touched with sweaty hands. So make sure you use a toxin-free spray. I love Aspen Clean to ensure that you're not adding toxins to your room or your exercise space at home. And on the blog this week, I am sharing with you a list of Healthy House approved low toxin workout gear and equipment. I have so many links for you. I am really excited to be sharing this. And here's just a little peek at what you will find on the blog this week. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you will subscribe to my channel because I'm here every single week with Healthy House tips on creating a space that truly supports your health and your wellness.